Shekhar Dutt is a co-founder of Sleepy Classes, and Shailesh Gandhi is a former CIC. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Can I just start by asking you, Shekhar Dutt, what you make of Pooja Khedkar? This is a crazy story, completely crazy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. As it is breaking out, and in fact, recently I spoke about it too. On my inbox, particularly, I'm pretty active on Twitter. My inbox is full of students, and particularly we cater to such students who come from grassroots. Like our courses are mostly free on YouTube, and we've been creating toppers, particularly women, because they can't really go to coaching classes, and those are costly coaching classes, so we attempt to make them free for a lot of people. So students are now worried that first of all, they come from downtrodden categories and places, and then they do not have contacts and they do not have insiders until so first of all, I want to clarify this too as well, that this is still under probe, this entire thing. I just pray and I just wish that everything comes out clean, and the faith in system stays, because UPSC is one of those institutions in the country still which is immaculate in its nature and which is very student friendly, and so if such a story comes out to be true, and it'll shatter the faith of a lot of students, and particularly from those places. We cater to a lot of students from UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, and becoming an IAS is not only a dream. It's more than a job, and it's a lot of students, because like they even become. I think they become IITians, IIMs, but they still crave for the next IAS. And if they feel that they do not stand any chance. So yeah, so it shatters the faith in the most premier institution of the nation.
But Shekhar Dutt, I quickly want to ask you. We are pretending as if Pooja Khedkar is the only rotten apple in the entire system. That clearly is not the case. It's only that babus, it seems, in our country are above the law. They can get away with anything. Like Shailesh Gandhi very clearly pointed out, and very correctly pointed out as well. What do? There are certain things that come out against Pooja Khedkar. She behaves in an objectionable manner. And what is it that you do? From Pune, you transfer her to Washim. That's punishment, is it?
Ma'am, one of the reasons she might be transferred is to put her away from media glare, and maybe to divert. Maybe media won't really follow that far, so that might be one of the things. So, but in other maybe possibilities. We had to. I teach sociology, and I also happen to teach ethics at times. But I feel slightly at the moment I'm slightly dejected that if we, at teachers level at least, if we are able to make any difference, if the subject of ethics is able to have any value, or is it just about maybe having another subject, studying that subject? Students, they even go on to study these subjects in detail in Labasna, and even afterwards, I'm not sure that the training continues. But yeah, a lot seems to be failing. And the most important thing is accountability. A lot of times, what we see, the erring officer is often transferred. That's it. That's the only punishment we get to see. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he's a bureaucrat, and he said that a lot needs to be made public. A lot, for example, let's say if somebody gets selected, and if somebody has used certain documents, or maybe a caste certificate or an income certificate, that could immediately be made public by the commission itself, so that it's in public scrutiny. And but a lot needs to be done. UPSC never releases answer key, and they do not release it until the entire process is over.
Clearly some problem. There is clearly some problem with the UPSC as well. I mean, it's not just an exam, right? It is a group discussion. It is a very tough interview that you need to crack. If someone like a Pooja Khedkar managed to crack that interview as well, there is something clearly broken about the UPSC. That is all I can say. That is all this story is telling us. Anyway, we'll see what the government probe finds out. Sudhir Krishna, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, Shekhar Dutt, for joining us.